Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new day of Road to TCG Worlds 2017. Now today we are featuring finally the Turbo Darkrai deck that the Schultz brothers have popularized over in Europe. Unfortunately they didn't do well at Birmingham Regional with the list, or rather they didn't place in the top 8. I'm not saying they didn't do well, but there were two of their pretty much exact lists in the top cuts of that tournament. So we are going to review it. It's one of the last few decks that we have not reviewed yet. I am pre-recording this, but I hope you guys tuned in yesterday to the Conquest match I had with Mike Fouché. For those of you who didn't miss or who missed it, the videos will be uploaded in order next week, and you'll be able to see how the matches went. We have all the top decks going up against each other with some very interesting dynamics going on, and we made sure we included a lot of variety. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that next week. Instead of going over a deck and then playing it out, we'll have some very competitive matches featured over in the channel next week to try to do something different. It's still Road to Worlds. We're still practicing for Worlds and the Intercontinental Championship or the International Championship in North America, taking place in 2 weeks time. But yeah, should be fun. I hope it was fun because I'm pre-recording this, so I don't know how it went. Anyways, the list here is pretty simple. As you can see, 14 energy, which is a lot, a very high amount, but that increases the success rate of Max Elixir. We have 4 Darkrai-EX, which deals 20 damage plus 20 more damage for each darkness energy attached to all of your Pokemon, 180 HP. We have 3 of the Yveltal XY in order to recover energy. Oblivion Wing deals 30 damage and you get back energy from the discard pile. And when combined with Choice Band, the damage actually becomes very significant. We have 2 Tapu Lele-s in order to try to accelerate our deck and find that single Pokemon Fan Club to set up. And we also have 1 Oricorio. Now, the Schultz brothers originally ran Sudowoodo. I think this is 100% a meta-dependent call. I do think Vespiquen's popularity right now does merit the Oricorio over the Sudowoodo. You could potentially drop a Via Seeker. They have been playing with only 2 Via Seekers. That's why they have 4 Sycamore, 4 N, and 4 Lysandre. You could go down to 2 Via Seekers in order to add the Sudowoodo, but the more techs you add, the less consistent the deck becomes. The only change I made from their list is the Sudowoodo for the Oricorio and taking out an energy for the 3rd Versigo, which I feel gives you enough utility, or yeah, gives you more utility, and 1 energy less when you're running high counts such as 14 or 15 shouldn't affect you too much. It's been a very long time. In fact, I don't remember like a time where 14 or 15 energy decks were common, so I'm really happy to see those amounts in different decks. And yeah, the rest is pretty much consistency, as I mentioned, for each important supporter except for 1 Fan Club, 4 Choice Band, and for Experience Share, so that even though decks are playing Field Rower, they're playing 1 or 2, and so you can outlast those with your high counts of tool cards. And you have the 4 Altar of the Moon in order to retreat fairly easily, along with the 4 Ultra Ball, of course. So let's jump into the ladder. Fairly easy deck to explain, fairly straightforward deck, but definitely very effective. It had quite a decent presence at Mexico Regionals, and I actually lost to it in the rounds. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. We shall see how this goes. Okay. We see the opponent flipping. We see a fairy deck, so immediately we might be at a disadvantage simply because of resistance, but we'll see how this goes. We get 5 energy in our starting hand. Not too surprising, honestly. Okay. Your opponent is selecting their starting Pokemon. Finally, we get to click done and get a new hand. We are up against Quino, And yeah, we get a pretty decent start. We're gonna be able to search for the fan club, hopefully. Attaching energies and the experience share to Tapu Lele is also not a bad idea, simply because the more energy Tapu Lele has, the more damage it deals. It can be like a double-edged sword, in the sense that it also makes opposing Tapu Lele's attacks more effective. And wow, okay, so we have 2 N and 1 Lysandre priced immediately. That's a lot of supporters priced. But maybe that's not too bad, simply because we can get supporters out of our price cards fairly quickly. 1 experience share and 2 darkness energy. That's our price cards. So we definitely don't need to use Oricorio here in this match. Maybe, whoops. Maybe Sudowoodo could have some importance in the match. But I'm just gonna touch an energy and I'm gonna pass. We got a pretty good hand, honestly. We got a pretty good start. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. Max Elixir goes onto the Rayquaza. Pretty interesting deck choice. Rayquaza Xerneas Break is definitely what my opponent is playing. Makes sense, I guess. Rayquaza is great for recovery. Xerneas gets energy into play. But wow, my opponent actually drawing a little bit dead. And only gets to play 2 Max Elixirs, no supporters, and only gets to Geomancy to a single Pokemon. So we top deck via Seeker, not great. I do discard confidently the energy, assuming I would get another one in order to retreat, or rather to attach and get one down with Oblivion Wing. But I am sorely mistaken. Now I'm going to Ultra Ball away because I know the other Yveltal is available. Gonna grab the other Yveltal simply to thin out my deck. Apparently, choice bands will not be useful in this match. We might see Tapu Lele at some point for my opponent, but yeah. We still have 10 energy left in our deck, and that meant 1 every 4 cards essentially, and we whiffed an energy after drawing 7, so not great. My opponent has more energy in play than we do, but he is drawing dead, so really can't complain. I mean, this should actually be a positive matchup for Xerneas, perhaps. If you're able to keep up with the energy attachments, you should be able to win the trade-off. Despite being an evolution deck with Xerneas Break, you are trading a non-EX for an EX. So, and like both players take their time in reaching that turning point where you get 1-hit KOs. And we see another energy on the Rayquaza. We see a Sycamore, so discarding 2 energy right there. And I apologize. It feels like every time I try to record, the baby decides to cry. But yeah, hopefully it's not too bad. We do see Tapu Lele, so probably just benching it to have another target for Geomancy, because that Rayquaza is looking very juicy. We do see a Bridget, so that probably means my opponent was not able to find another basic Pokemon to Geomancy into. So if we manage to knock out this 4 energy Rayquaza at some point, which we should be able to do, we'll be in a pretty good position, essentially eliminating 80 damage from the board, from my opponent's board. He could be using Ninja Boy, just like in the old okay, do I risk it again? I will risk it this time. I mean, yeah, it would have been pretty ridiculous. I only do hit 1 though, but that means the Max Elixir was very likely going to work. So I'll attach energy there. I will Oblivion Wing once again. Could have attached the Choice Band perhaps. There's no real need just yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We would have 6 energy, which would be awesome. Still can't find Lysandre, however. With Lysandre, yeah, and now my opponent gets to set up. So I was saying something before that, before the baby started crying. I don't remember exactly what. We do see double Xerneas and a Drampa. So now the energy I did, or the damage I've dealt to Xerneas could be a problem. Thankfully the choice bands will actually matter. My opponent does replace the stadium, which makes sense. And that kind of pressures us a little bit into knocking out this Xerneas just so that my opponent's Berserk is not activated. However, with so many energy in play, Xerneas break is actually a very big concern now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 180 damage exactly, even if I knock out the Xerneas. Oh, but I top deck the Lysandre. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'm dealing 120 damage right now. That means I can knock out the Rayquaza. And I feel like I should definitely go for that play. I do feel like I should go for that play simply because it's a really big threat, and unless he's able to find DC and Choice Band, he should not be able to respond to this Darkrai, and if he does, then we have Yveltal to recover the energy. So yeah, removing these for energy is making my opponent, like punishing my opponent's slow start. Definitely not great for him, but we can't not take advantage of that. It was looking with the Sycamores for energy and for Lysandre, and we do see a Sycamore, so I really would assume, wow, triple M discard. I really would assume my opponent is running DCE and Choice Band. He has the damage down, so he could certainly have a response to this Darkrai, but we really needed to eliminate that threat. Now, that's my third Altar of the Moon, so I will probably end up having to discard these 2 energy, but I think that's fine because I'll still be able to deal 60 damage to the Drampa. I will recover at least one of these energy cards, and I can still Sycamore, and I will probably find more elixirs and more energy to attach, which is always good. I will, however, first draw before retreating in case I find my 4th Altar of the Moon. We do see the DCE. Did he find Choice Band? No, he did not find Choice Band, so he's 30 damage short. Really unfortunate for my opponent. Maybe he doesn't run Choice Band. I do top deck Altar of the Moon. I will Sycamore here. Hopefully we get an Ultra Ball. Nope. And I actually draw 3 energy this time around. I still managed to hit my Elixir, which is awesome. And I will retreat here because I don't have enough energy to one-shot the Drampa. I will, however, attach the experience share to this guy, and I will just deal 60 damage. He can knock out my Yveltal, but that means unless he Lysandre's the other Yveltal, he is playing essentially a 7 prize card game, which is really good. He could Lysandre this turn in order to knock the Darkrai out, but I get to conserve the energy, so that's pretty good. I also would get to bench another clean Darkrai and attach energy to it, and I would get the response knockout on the Darkrai-EX, whilst denying my opponent of 60 more damage for Xerneas break. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. My opponent has 8 energy in play. That's 160 damage for him. We do see the Lysandre, so my Darkrai will be going down. But I generally think we should be able to win this price trade-off. Especially my opponent doesn't attach an energy here. And we saw that he has 6 fairy energy in the discard pile. He has another 6 in play, so that's 12. Plus 4 DC, it could potentially be 16 energy in his deck, maybe more. but I would assume 12-4 would be the count. And that might be stretching it, perhaps. Not sure. Maybe that's why he cannot fit the. Maybe that's why he cannot fit the choice band, or why he whiffed the choice band. Not exactly sure. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So because of the choice band or the experience share, my opponent should not be able to knock out my Darkrai-EX. Even with that, he would need Xerneas Break, DCE, and the choice band on the other Xerneas in order to have a response here. So we haven't been able to force the 7 price trade-off because he did have the Lysandre. But if he whiffs the one-hit KO here, that would be really good for us. And we get Lysandre off of our prize cards. So we have 2 Lysandre in our hand, a VS Seeker as well. So we should be able to close out this game without too many issues. If my opponent whiffs the one-hit knockout, I can just attack the Tapu Lele next turn, and with having so many Darkrai's powered up and everything having energy, there's just absolutely no way I would actually miss the win here. So he promotes the Xerneas Break. I guess he can play an Elixir and get it, but he only has 1 Elixir, and I would assume at most he has 1 Fairy Energy left. We do see a choice band, wow, on the Oranguru and on the Tapu Lele, so my opponent was really unlucky not to get the choice band the previous turn, and that would have actually been a really big deal. He does play the Elixir and whiffs. So I actually kind of wanted him to hit it so that the game would be really, really close. It would have been really, really close. We do see a Lysandre onto the Darkrai, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's still not one-shotting me, so maybe he's... I mean, he can't play Kukui anymore. He used a choice band, unless he gets Field Blower plus choice band off of the 3 cards. Oh my gosh, did he get it? He Field Blowers. Oh. Did he actually get it? No, he Field Blowers away my 2 experience shares. That's okay. And he does play a Super Rod. Oh my, that's really unfortunate for my opponent. If he had gotten the Super Rod before playing the Elixir, then he would have actually gotten the knockout. And that would have been really scary. He's gonna be 20 short. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy. It's not 20 plus, it's 20 times for Xerneas Break's attack. And we do see a live stream for 160. So here I can safely retreat. I can attach the experience share once again. I will attach the energy to this Darkrai, and as I mentioned, I will take the knockout on the Tapu Lele this time around. And that way, there's just absolutely not a single Pokemon that survives a hit here. Oh gosh, the baby. 230 damage. Even if he knocks me out here, I lose the 2 energy. I get to keep the 2 energy. I don't get the 30 bonus damage, but that means I'm dealing 200 damage. And we get the energy out of our prize cards. And yeah, we should be good. We really should be good here. And I don't think there's anything my opponent can do here. There's no way he can hit 180-20. There's just no way he can do that. I might cut the video here if the baby keeps crying, just so that and keep recording once he's done crying. I mean, it's a baby, there's nothing you can do about it. It's actually really hot here. Really, really hot. We do see a Lysandre for my opponent, so I guess he's just gonna try to get another 2 prizes. And yeah. Yep, he's just gonna try to get the KO. it's really no big deal. We get to keep one energy, the other gets discarded, and we get to deal a bajillion damage to whatever we want. So well played to my opponent. It was actually quite close. And we'll just knock out the Cernia's break. We shall just knock out the Cernia's break. And there we go. So the baby's not crying anymore, so let's just keep grinding out the games with the deck. Is that a right period line? Yeah, it is, right? Wow. I wonder how many floatstone I have with this deck. I mean, with this account. Because floatstone has been a consistent reward, right? For the ladder. I'm pretty sure I've seen it a few times. I'm pretty sure I've seen it a few times. And okay. So we do want to go first, definitely. And we get an okay-ish start. I mean, sure, it's a good start. And we're up against Greninja, so our speed should be able to outlast his damage output before my opponent gets set up. But we'll see, because Greninja can definitely make some crazy comebacks. The double mulligan could actually hurt us if they're, or triple mulligan rather, quadruple mulligan, whoops. Yeah, see, now we're going to discard a ton of useful resources. I might actually end up playing N instead. The choice bands will actually not matter, so I might as well discard them. I'm actually generally considering just Sycamoring away my hand. Losing the 2 Lysandre could actually be hurtful, but I thin out my deck by a ton of cards, and that's really important too. So that my elixirs hit, so that I find more Pokemon. However, I do not find Tapu Lele, and I do not find the Fan Club, so I might actually end up just discarding more cards. Now I kind of want to bench the Oricorio and attach the Experience Share. I actually think attaching the Experience Share to the active is the better choice. You should discard the Oricorio, it's pretty useless. Sudowoodo could have some uses against Greninja, definitely. Like a well-timed Sudowoodo could actually hurt them, maybe. Like if they have a Froakie and they water duplicates for their whole bench. No, that's only 5 Pokemon. Yeah, no, never mind. It would actually essentially never hurt them too much. Okay, so my opponent flips Tails on Bubble. That means we win, because we have the energy and the stadium is down. So my opponent quickly realizes this. And that's one of the issues with Greninja, definitely. One of the bigger issues with Greninja. And yeah. Now we are up against, I believe, the CGI with Ninetales and Tapu Lele promo perhaps. Not entirely sure. We got an Oricorio start, which is obviously the worst start for this deck, unless we're up against Vespiquen though. If we're up against Vespiquen, Oricorio could actually be really good as a starter. And we are up, oh no, it is a Alolan Ninetales, the CGI, so never mind. Never mind. Yep, there's the CGI, so my opponent having a really blinked out deck, which looks really cool. I really like the Rainbow Rares, how they look in real life. I actually pulled a Rainbow Rare Incineroar GX. And, I mean, probably never going to use it, but... well, never say never, I guess. Stage 2s are making a comeback. And I guess Incineroar could be good against the CGI and Metagross. maybe? Yeah, it could. It actually could. Okay, so oh my gosh, with 14 energy we whiff the first Max Elixir. That's not good at all. Not good at all. I am going to Ultra Ball away the Sycamore and a Via Seeker. I'm going to grab Tapu Lele, and with Tapu Lele I will not grab Tapu Lele. I am actually just gonna grab a Darkrai or an Yveltal. Probably a Darkrai. Fan Club is priced as well, so that's not good at all. Not good at all. Okay, so we'll do both of these, and I will attach this, and I will pass. Next turn we can Sycamore. Oh wow, whoops. Because because I assumed I was going to use Tapu Lele, I didn't Sycamore, and that's really bad. It's actually really bad. I should have just Sycamore here. I should have just Sycamore. Oops. That's a big misplay on my part. That is actually a really, really big misplay on my part. Really big. Really, really big mistake. Okay, so my opponent gets to Beacon. My opponent gets to Beacon pretty much for free. If I had Sycamore, then I'll probably find an N, and then I could remove whatever resource he had. I could even maybe secure a knockout. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. That was really bad, guys. That was actually really bad. There's absolutely no reason for me not to have used Sycamore the previous turn. Okay. So my opponent has used a Field Blower. He has one. He has one Pokemon in the discard pile. I could actually Revelation Dance, but I think placing the damage counter might actually end up being important. Simply because, as you can see, I have the Choice Band. So dealing 230 damage requires 9 energy in play, whereas dealing 240 requires 10 with the Choice Band. So the math actually works out decently well. I would say decently well. Decently well. Okay. Double Trainer's Mail for my opponent. Maybe I should have held on to the Altar of the Moon as well. Should have held on to Altar of the Moon. We see an Ultra Ball, we see a Decidueye in play. Yeah, my opponent's whole deck is blinked out, but no full art, oh well, rather no full art N and no full art Ultra Ball. We see the double Decidueye, so actually we're probably, or we are certainly going to lose Oricorio here as well. So we are in a lot of trouble here. A lot of trouble. Oh boy. Okay. So we get another... Wait, what? He forgot to use his abilities. That's really... I mean, fine. I will take that. I don't think I want to bench Tapu Lele, so I'm just gonna Sycamore here. And I do find Altar of the Moon. I won't, however, be able to get any energy into any extra energy into play with Yveltal. And there's really no reason to attack the Ninetales with Darkrai at this point in time. So I'm just gonna retreat into this dude. And I will pass. Not much we can do there, really. Not much we can actually do there. Okay. Okay. Man, we're making all the bad plays, honestly. I am making all the bad plays here. Absolutely all the bad plays. We see another field blower. So a second field blower coming down. It's also pretty bad. Yeah, I don't think we're ever going to get enough energy to play. That's 2 experience shares and 2 choice bands. We should still have a Tapu Lele, right? We should still have access to 1 Tapu Lele. My opponent has yet to use his abilities once again, but he's gonna get a 3rd Decidueye. But see, I don't know about you guys, but it's really hard to tell, like, just by looking at this, at my opponent's bench, what is what. Like, I know the guys on the right are Decidueyes, I know it's a Tapu Lele, but I know this. It's not intuitively easy to check, in my opinion at least. It's really not that easy. We see a double feather arrow, and that's actually going to be a big problem. So I'm at 190, and then he deals 50 more, putting me at 140, and therefore 2 feather arrows away from a knockout, which is obviously not great at all. I'm gonna discard the dark. I'm probably certainly going to lose this Darkrai. So I really just don't think I'm ever going to get enough energy into play. I don't think I am. I'm not drawing well enough to do this. So Sycamore does find me energy, does find me more Darkrai's, but if he takes a knockout with the ability, I will actually not be able to to keep the energy with the experience share. And it would be pretty silly of my opponent to do something differently. Oh boy. I'm going to only have 3 energy in play after my opponent knocks out my Darkrai, so I really don't see how we win this match. I really just don't see how we win this match. It's getting to the point where there's just no return. It's really just getting to that point. There we see 1 ability. Wow, so my opponent actually... Is he really going to choose to knock out with the attack? That seems like a waste. Like, if you do 2 abilities and then deal 50, he just wasted 10 damage. He literally just wasted 10 damage. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh well. I mean, that's my opponent's choice for sure. So I'm gonna attach an energy here. I'm actually going to end my opponent down to 4 cards. And wow. You wanted energy, Pablo, you got all the energy. So let's Oblivion Wing, and we get to spread out the energy a little as well. I'm gonna attach energy to Tapu Lele, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With another energy, 6 plus the base damage, we would actually be able to KO the Ninetales. But we have no choice bands in play, and now we don't have an Altar of the Moon in play either. Yeah, we're getting out-resourced here. We are definitely getting out-resourced. And yeah, once again we are at 50 damage. Oh my gosh. Assuming my opponent knocked me out once again. Oh, I chose not to keep energy, didn't I? With the other Darkrai, wow. Oh no, it's only the active Pokemon, never mind. Never mind. Okay, maybe. Maybe doing this is worth it. Trying to trap this Decidueye. We are going to need a really big carry from this Darkrai though. A really, really big carry in order to win this match. A really, really big carry. Okay, so one ability, two abilities. Does he have a Float Stone? Does he have a DC to retreat? No! Wow! Okay. So we get another DC, another N. What are the odds that I find the last Altar? Not very high, I would say. We have no energy in the discard here, so... is it even in the deck? It's probably priced, right? No, it is actually in there. So there is a chance because we have 10 cards left. Okay, this might be the way we come back into the match. This might actually be the way we come back into the match. Okay, so I'm gonna do this, I'm going to do this, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 energy in play, plus the Choice Band. We're dealing 210 damage, so nothing can take a hit anymore. We get Ultra Ball and Sycamore when we actually need via Seekers or Lysandres. We're actually down to a single Lysandre, which is obviously not great. We are going to lose an energy, and therefore we will not be able to knock out this Decidueye. We will be 20 damage short from actually winning this game, I think. We will actually be 20 damage short from winning this match. He uses one ability, takes a knockout, uses another ability and then deals 90 damage. And then I would have knocked him out. No, we still would have lost because of the ability and because of Tapu Lele. So there's really no chance of us winning here. It's gonna be a really, really big, overwhelming victory for my opponent. Really big, overwhelming victory. But understandable, really. I'm sure this matchup would be a lot closer if it weren't for our super, super slow start. My opponent actually decides to Lysandre and is going to take a knockout on the Oricorio for whatever reason. So, that still doesn't... Unless we top deck Lysandre, that still means we lose here. Unless we top deck Lysandre, that still means we actually lose this match. We see triple Decidueye once again for my opponent. And he's actually trying to target down my maybe Yveltal for whatever reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we're just not dealing enough damage. We need a Lysandre here. And even then I don't think we can win. But we don't even get it, so... And it wasn't even in the deck, so it's in my prize cards. So a 2-shot here essentially just seals up the game for my opponent. He's down to 1 prize card. Triple Decidueye 2 turns in a row just knocks out the Yveltal, and that's the game. I don't know why he focused on the Yveltal and why he went after after Yveltal instead of just knocking out the Darkrai. But I mean, if he would have dealt maximum damage to Darkrai, he would have made himself less prone to end by having 2 prize cards, and all he would have needed was to just double Feather Arrow for game. But he also had access to Ninetales, so it works out for him. So yeah, we take this loss with a better start. I think the game would have been a lot closer, as we would have been able to find or get more energy into play. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you guys tomorrow when we finally come back to the TCG Pokédex series. And then I have a special event in Querétaro on Saturday, and like I already have over 1,000 championship points. I'm just trying to lock up, like staying in the first 4 or first 3 spots in Latin America for bragging rights, in case it matters for the international tournaments next season. Just in case for everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.